All right. So what are we doing today?
Showing you the quiz for what they will study in 50 years.
Okay. What have you guys done in your lifetime? What history has happened in your lifetime that somebody else is going to be studying 50 years from now? Right? So let's go ahead and get those written down. And when you're ready, I will go ahead and pick them up.
My spelling is not that good, so
Okay.
we're not going to embarrass myself.
Okay. So nobody wants to do that? Do I have everybody's paper? Okay. You want to be my scribe? No.
Can be. I have terrible handwriting, but I can do it.
So no volunteers? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So what I want you guys to do is start telling what things you have thought about, and we're going to get them written up on the board. All right? Callie is my outstanding scribe. She's going to get everything documented. All right, so what's the first thing that you would think that's going to be in the history books?
Obviously COVID.
Okay, COVID-19. I didn't think about it. So you're going to probably need to use as much space as you can, so you want to go as far to the left as you can, because we're going to put a whole lot of stuff up here.
Got it.
All right. What else?
The Black Lives Matter movement.
Okay, Black Lives Matter.
Overturning of Roe v. Wade.
Overturning Roe versus Wade. And we'll try to give you some space to write.
Trump's 2 impeachment trials.
Okay. I'm going to hold off till she gets caught up. But that's a good one. All right, Trump's impeachments.
Inflation.
Okay.
She's waiting in the book. We have to keep them for the time.
Yeah. See, you could help her out.
Until you spell that wrong, it's fine.
Yeah. Just take out the C and you're good. Got it. Inflation. All right. What else?
Trump going to entering North Korea.
Okay. Yeah, Trump entering North Korea.
Me too.
Do we have to put the pound sign in front of it? Okay.
Okay, hashtag.
Yeah, hashtag, sorry.
The Russia and Ukraine war.
Okay. We'll let her catch up and then.
What did you say before that?
Me Too movement?
Me Too movement?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys not heard about that?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I have to put the hashtag? My bad.
Okay.
Russia and Ukraine war.
Oh, I don't know how to spell Ukraine.
Ukraine. Yep. All right.
The Don't Say Gay bill. The Don't Say Gay.
Okay. Don't say gay bill.
Antifa.
You usually are coming up with good ones. We just have to move slowly so we can make sure we get it written down. All right. Antifa.
How do you spell that?
Antifa.
Polarization.
Okay. So political polarization, right? So you can
Doesn't
just.
matter if it's out of the country.
Does it impact the U.S.?
Yeah, the Queen's death.
Okay, sure, we'll put that in.
That affects America. Probably every country.
Okay. All right. What else?
Oh, the first wasn't she the first female vice president?
Yes. Kamala Harris.
Yes.
All right. What about some people I haven't heard from? Ashley, you got anything?
I just did the Black Lives Matter.
You got nothing else? Oh, come on. All right.
I put something that happened in Madrid in 2004 because I was there. It was the 11M, the train bombing.
Okay. The difficult part is that is important, but it's not U.S.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Mr. Naveed, you got anything?
Does Brexit affect the U.S. in any way?
I mean, we can put it up there. So we can put the Madrid train bombing and Brexit, but Harley, what do you got? Oh, come on.
My ideas are on the board already.
I like the way nobody's looking at me now. It's like,
Brexit. BREXIT.
and it will give you extra credit for this, because, yeah. All right. You guys are ruining the whole plan here. You're supposed to be giving me a whole lot of stuff.
What about Biden's attempt to relieve some student loans?
Okay. The student loan bailout, sure. That,
You say bail out?
or relief probably is a better.
Trump's both elections, could that be?
Trump's what?
Elections, both of them? Like,
Okay, so I mean, yes, every election is going to be in the book.
What about the whole thing where they thought that like, the whole drama with the mail-in ballots,
Okay.
with like, they thought
So
people were cheating,
questioning elections or
yeah, I guess. I mean, I put that on my paper, so.
yeah, it's a good one. I'm just trying to come up with the
Yeah.
wording for it.
Yeah. I don't know the wording, I just.
Let's just say questioned elections. Does that work? Say it again.
The whole abortions thing.
yeah,
It's Roe v. Wade's on there.
illegalized abortion.
Yeah. So Roe versus Wade, overturning Roe versus Wade.
I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
Biden pulling troops from Afghanistan.
Okay. Leaving Afghanistan.
The maybe, the like potential revolution that's going on in China right now.
Okay.
It depends how it goes.
So like COVID revolution in China, or COVID protests in China.
I'm sure we'll see a lot of Trump's Twitter posts in history.
Okay.
We'll probably study that. 'Cause,
So Trump's Twitter posts.
yes.
Trump leaving the Paris Climate Agreement.
Okay.
I was hearing something about some kind of ruling on interracial marriage or something.
So there's discussion of that, but no one's actually. I've heard people saying that the other side is going to do that, but no one on the Republican side has ever mentioned it. So I think that's just a scare tactic. But
What was set up for Trump's Twitter post?
Trump pulling out of the Paris agreements. What else?
All the school shootings that have happened.
Okay, school shootings.
I think the rules on books that can be used in schools,
Say it again.
the thing they were doing with the rules on books that can be put in schools.
So we want to say like parent versus PTA arguments.
I mean, how they were saying certain religious books shouldn't be put in some schools, something shouldn't be taught.
Well, that's what I was thinking. So one side is saying, hey, we should be teaching about transgenders, and other side saying, no, we shouldn't.
Like the separation of state and religion.
Well, I'm just going to say it's like a PTA versus parents. You get that in there? All right. What else?
The shooting in Buffalo.
Okay, help me out.
It was several months back when the guy had a mass shooting.
Okay.
I don't know everything about it.
You want to look it up real quick and see if you can. I mean, we could go broadly and just say mass shootings that are not school shootings?
Yeah, like all the concert shootings in Manchester, the Ariana Grande one, and in Norway.
Okay.
Because the guy, do you know his name? The Norway shooter, or like he bombs the place up.
I know of it, but I don't know very much more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's finally in prison.
Okay. All right. Okay, tell me, G20
The world leader, like,
issuing the
we're talking about the economy and stuff
environment. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
economy.
and environment, and they were talking about the Russian and Ukraine war.
Okay. So, how do we put that in just a few words? So, are we, I think you would say the big issue is environmental, right? G20 environmental
Issue.
plans.
That's like all the world leader.
Good title then also.
Oh yeah.
What about Title IX?
That what? The women's sports?
Yes.
Yeah.
What is new? That now transgender people or?
No, I think just now it's more talked about and more acknowledged that, like, I don't know, like Iowa State doesn't have a male soccer team, and they don't have a baseball team.
Who
They have
doesn't?
a softball team. Iowa State,
Oh, okay.
like they have like very much so like whatever the Title IX because they don't have because this football is so big that they
Yeah.
have to have.
So that's been that way. However, I do think something that has changed is transgender people on sports teams, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's still no peace in the Middle East.
Okay.
It was like almost.
What is the change?
I guess the Abraham Accords almost like was moving towards that.
Okay, so Abraham Accords.
Yeah.
All right.
Was Russia banned from competing in the Olympics?
I think so.
Okay.
Because a lot of their athletes are on.
Yeah, because they had the team that wasn't Russia that they would always be like, and this person is on the. I don't remember how they said it, but I was like, wow. No, it was like, this team is the not Russian team.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, okay, so it's the Russian team. So, Russia out of the Olympics. Anything in from the back? Try not to call anybody heavily, but.
The rise of inflation in 2020.
Okay, we got inflation up there, but that was a good one. You guys are killing me.
What
All
are you
right.
looking for? Like, are we not saying something that you're?
Oh, I just think there's a whole lot of things that have happened in the last 20 years, right?
Yeah, I don't think the majority of us know what we did last week.
That's pretty sad, but you might be right. All right. No, I just usually, we fill up all of the 4 boards. So I'm like, you guys are not.
But maybe if you like,
If we add other
like
countries.
the worldwide.
That is true. I have a lot of international students in here, so.
Because that is what America has to learn. Don't only think about themselves. Exactly.
Okay, so I would agree, but we do have world history and we have U.S. history. So,
Really?
yeah.
But do high schoolers learn about other countries?
I haven't been in high school in a long time.
I would say no.
It's a
Because they're very like not aware of those stuff, and they be saying the
Yeah.
most ignorant stuff about other countries, and I'm like,
I
what
think
they
if
teach
you
guys in school?
showed,
Because back home, they teach us about other countries,
Yeah.
but they don't
That's
teach
not a
their
choice,
kids.
you have to learn it.
In high school.
I think
It's
if
important
you
to be-
showed an
But like
American
us,
high
like
schooler
we're
a map
we're
of
forced
like
to
Europe,
just
they
learn
would
Yeah, we have to learn.
I feel bad because I know that you are correct. Dr. Hatley actually has people fill out world maps, and then he shows them to me sometimes. And
Majority of the people doesn't know where that my country existed.
I know.
I told someone, I said I'm Nigerian, and then I was like, oh, I'm African, and she was like, oh, you're African? I thought you said you were Nigerian, and I was like, where is Nigeria, bro? What do you mean?
Yeah.
I was like, it's terrible.
All right. So go ahead and pull your phones out, whatever you need to do right now. We'll see if we can come up with any other exciting. If there are things in other countries, we'll have a separate section for history in other countries, because then everybody on TV gets to learn. All right, nothing?
Did anybody write that we codified gay marriage like a week ago?
So yes,
We could, like, the gay marriage bill to be codified was just passed.
yeah, like yesterday, I think they passed the legislation on gay marriage. All right. Nothing else?
The rise of untraditional media.
Okay. Rise of social media, or should we say untraditional media?
I think it's more than just social.
Okay. Rise of untraditional media. Okay.
I'm seeing something that said Britain voted to leave the European Union or something. I don't know if that's important.
Yes, they are not in the European Union anymore.
Who is that?
England.
Yes, that's Brexit. Okay.
SpaceX launches.
Okay, so that is one thing, the commercialization of space, right?
Tesla.
It says that Russia interfered with the U.S. election.
Okay.
I don't know where I'm at.
That's fine. Do you know what you're working on right now?
No.
Okay. Traditional media, commercialization of space.
Brett Kavanaugh being elected to the Supreme, or not elected, but nominated for the Supreme Court.
Okay. Now we're going to be in trouble. You want to spell Kavanaugh?
K-A-V-A-N-A-U-G-H.
So, on Supreme Court. All right. What else did I miss? I know there was something else.
Oh, the government shutdown
Okay.
for however long it was.
What year was that?
2019.
Okay.
Probably, if I'd guess.
Vaccine mandates.
Okay, vaccine mandates. Harley, you're looking like you're like on it. You got nothing?
All the riots after Biden got elected.
Okay. So, wow, I'm trying to think.
Broke into the White House.
What is that?
They like broke into the White House.
Oh, okay. So January 6th, right? All right. What about on the West Coast?
Oh, all the fires.
Well, I was thinking, yeah, we could throw the fires in there. I was thinking, is it Chaz?
We're talking about the street in San Francisco?
The what?
The street in San Francisco?
I think it's in Washington.
It's in like Portland.
Yeah. Is it Chaz? Is that right?
Chaz, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Something autonomous zone.
Yeah, there was an autonomous zone where they actually broke away from the U.S. So it's all caps, CHAZ. All right.
Doesn't matter, like, they don't have, non-gender bathrooms or whatever in California?
Okay.
Like, they don't have, like, male bathrooms and women bathrooms,
So non-gender bathrooms.
yeah. Like, they just have bathrooms.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton's email controversy.
Okay. Hillary Clinton's emails.
China's getting more aggressive against America.
Okay, so do we call this Cold War II China?
Yeah, like Cold War B2.
Okay.
You said Cold War?
Yeah. All right. So I will say I have to be appreciative that no one came up with Taylor Swift's last record, because one of my classes tried to throw that in there. And oh, you're actually, no, don't write that. We'll have to make sure we have to take that off. Ah. All right. Anything else?
Do you think they will talk about celebrities?
So it's funny. This is the difficulty in this class, because all of my other classes, everybody throws all this crazy stuff up there, and then we get to take it off. And you guys are like, no, I want to make sure it's all really solid stuff. So, anything else you guys can think of?
Can I say the Twitter problem when Elon Musk bought Twitter and it just duped, like,
So Elon Musk purchasing Twitter?
Yeah, he's the owner of Twitter right now.
Yeah.
And he fired the CEO.
and basically goes back.
Yeah. And now he's gonna try to be the top account or whatever on his own social media platform.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
What about them trying to take our guns away?
Okay.
Gun thing?
What's a short way to say that? So, remove. I'm trying to think. Wow, automatic weapons, gun.
Gun control.
Yeah, gun control. Thank you. It's really sad when I can't come up with two words, but. All right, nothing else.
Trump's like management of the borders, maybe. Or his
Okay.
plan to build a wall.
Okay, Trump's wall.
That never happened.
A what?
I said that never happened.
Yes, and so with Trump's wall, then we put in. Do we put in the current open border?
No.
No.
No, you cut it off. It's not open.
You just didn't come the right way. All right.
The rising gas prices.
Okay. So that would, yes, rising gas prices.
Wouldn't the gas prices just go with inflation?
Yes, but that gives me a chance to talk about it later. Like I said, you guys aren't doing my normal thing where you're throwing a whole lot of stuff up there. So, I don't know.
If you want weird stuff, I think we can come up with something.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what I would be interested in? Because you guys threw it out there. I hadn't really considered, but there are at least 4 international students in here. So, what's in other countries that we don't know?
Come on, girls.
Marcus? Sorry.
Edward said something from my country.
Yeah, he actually did. So,
Okay. My country doesn't have any scandals. Oh, actually, we are deporting. So my country have not a little money, but we have a lot of money, and we are sending away immigrants that are fleeing their countries or war, and we are not taking pretty care of them. We are. The other day, we took a man in a wheelchair, threw him in the police car, and sent him away.
okay.
Like we just.
So, Iceland deporting immigrants?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay.
But also, we do not have space for them.
Oh,
Unfortunately. But like, as much as we want to be nice, we don't have space for them. We barely
Okay.
have space for our own.
so I shouldn't come and try to live there.
Well, it will be pretty hard for you to live there.
Okay.
Because our, whatever, government doesn't allow just anybody. It will
Okay.
take you years to get a citizenship.
And I'm just a history teacher, so they wouldn't want me there. Okay.
But they will let you come and visit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And you can be in Iceland over 90 days, but I can't be in America out longer than 90 days without a visa.
Why would you
Okay.
travel without a visa?
I came here like first, like before I came
You
to
didn't
school.
get an F1? Oh, you didn't.
All right.
No, yeah, before.
So what else? Anything else?
Jakarta is sinking.
Jakarta is sinking?
Yes. It's already under like the sea.
Okay. So if I am correct in what you're saying, we're talking about environmentalism, not that Jakarta is sinking, but the sea is rising.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's why we're so Jakarta is our
Capital?
capital, and then we're changing the capital.
Okay.
We're moving it.
So we can put rising oceans and then that's interesting. I didn't know Jakarta was not going to be the capital anymore.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's not gonna be capital anymore. There's already like the blueprint of the city that we're gonna make. And then also, it's illegal to be in LGBTQ community in Indonesia.
Okay.
You can go to prison.
You can go to prison for that.
They burn people back home.
No way.
Yeah, they'll put them in like a tire and set it in place.
Really alive?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Until they die, or just to paint them? Or
You
whatever
die in
it's
the
called.
fire. You die while you're burning.
All right. So what else?
We had the kidnapping of like 150 schoolgirls, and we
Is that
had Chibok, when the
Al-Shabaab?
Chibok,
Shibak. Okay.
Chibok,
Chibok.
yes, that was like the zone where they were kidnapped from, and they were taken away.
Okay.
And until this day, like
Who did it?
it
Do you know?
was the Boko Haram.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's what in my head, because I work with the groups and I was trying to think who.
We had the NSARS protests, which was, I believe was in 2020, because what they would do is anyone that has like locks or dresses expensive or has an iPhone, they will like track them down and beat them and tell them to cut off their hair and say that they were being involved in internet scam or they were stealing money. And so even the innocent ones were getting punished and killed and stuff. And so we had a protest, it was end SARS, and I think the SARS means Special Anti-Robbery Squad. And so we had a protest, we like slept on the streets, and it was really big.
Okay, so Nigeria SARS. All right, any other American stuff?
The Take a Knee protests.
Okay.
Americans are unhappy. Like lowest rates of happiness in the US.
Huh.
Wasn't I don't know if they were from Iran or something, but like the women, and then they had their protests where they were cutting their hair off and like burning their passports just to prove a point about, I can't really remember the whole story about it.
Is that recent?
Oh,
Yeah, I think that would be Iran. Iranian protests against the government.
yeah.
I remember seeing it.
All right.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Could they talk about the
The
World
World
Cup?
Cup, because US is in there.
Yeah. And they're the youngest team on the in the World Cup. And they played against Iran or whatever.
Okay, we
It
will.
was a mess.
We will put in World Cup. So 2022 World Cup.
I don't know why I don't know names and stuff, and also like the violence against like Asians and stuff.
Or the Stop Asian Hate movement.
Okay. Sure, we'll call it Stop Asian Hate. Which is kind of weird because that sounds like Asians are hating people, but
Yeah. I don't know, that's the general name that they gave it. So.
okay.
Did we put the Mueller investigation?
Say it
How
again.
do you say it? Mueller?
Mueller?
This.
All right, who are they investigating?
Deputy U.S. Attorney General Rod. I don't know how to say that. Their investigation into Russian interference in the
Okay.
so we already did that. It's the
Yeah, Russian interference. Okay. What else? Anything else that you guys can think of? We should do a call-in show, like let everybody call in from around. So we're going back to 2016, right? Or actually 2012.
Ebola.
Okay, Ebola. That was really big for a little bit, right?
Yeah. ISIS.
Okay.
Hunter Biden.
Legalizing gay marriage.
Okay. Hunter Biden.
the opioid epidemic.
Okay. Opioid. O-P-I-O-E-D. O-D. D. Yes. Epidemic. Now, you know what? I lied. There's an I after the O. O-P-I-O-I-E-D.
What?
I-I-D. I think that's right. Is that right? All right. Anything else?
I don't know when he died anymore.
What is that?
Nelson Mandela. I don't know when he died.
I don't either.
I think it was like 2014 or something.
Oh, okay.
I just knew that.
All right. Anything else? All right. We're going to have to dance around for a while today because we have till 11:15 to figure out what we're doing. So, one of the things I usually do, but you guys didn't expand as much as I thought you might. So, how long do you have in history books to talk about things? This is something that's frustrating to me, and it frustrates other people, other teachers primarily, because you guys are like, yeah, whatever. If you make history class short, that's fine. So how much time do we have to talk about various topics in a semester? We have more than 0, but
Okay, we have 35 minutes.
okay. So, yeah, I mean, seriously, when I talked about World War II, could I have, well, we do have 2 full classes. One class, World War II in the Pacific, one class on World War II in Europe, right? And then we could do other classes on World War II in other areas, right? Africa and different places. So if I could have 2 full semesters, how much time do we spend on World War II? 2 days, right? Are there things that we ignore that people would consider important? All right. Why do we ignore things that are important?
Because we don't consider them important. Other people consider them more important than we do.
Okay. It could be that other people consider them more important than historians. But it also is we just don't have enough time, right? We have to get through an entire, like from 1877 to the present in 32 days. And that includes the midterm, that includes the final. So you're basically limited in how much time you can give to various things, right? What's another thing that historians have to work on? Thank you. When I write a history book, what else do I have to consider? All right, I will come up with a couple things here. Twitter gone wrong. What am I telling you immediately when I say Twitter gone wrong? Do I have a political viewpoint? Okay, I got a yes and a no. Why yes?
Because it's a politicized issue.
Okay.
How you phrase it has a lot to do with what you think.
All right, so Elon Musk. Why do people think Elon Musk is doing something wrong with Twitter? Come on, you said you were not happy, so.
Me? I don't even use Twitter. I was just telling what he was doing.
Okay. So what's he doing?
Well, wasn't his plan trying to take over the world or something?
Fired the employees, and also the employees like resign.
Okay, so he's fired a lot of employees. Why would he fire the employees? What was a concern he had with Twitter?
Not making money.
Okay, he's saying Twitter was not making money, and he's saying that Twitter was presenting one side of a lot of views and shutting down more conservative views, right? So when we say Twitter gone wrong, we immediately are making a statement about how we feel about whether he should bring back more conservative voices that people think are creating hate, or if he should not, right? All right, Antifa. What do we say about Antifa? We could have 2 very, very different views, right? So what is a positive view of Antifa? Who are they and what are they doing?
Antifa is a group of protesters whose goal is to stop neo-Nazis.
Okay, so from a positive viewpoint, Antifa is a group of protesters who are trying to stop neo-Nazis, right? What is a negative viewpoint of Antifa?
A lot of their things are violent.
Okay,
Things they do.
They are violent people who are trying to shut down people who disagree with them. So they would actually be the fascists, right? So it is a historical event, but there are very, very different views on what is going to be represented, right? Trump's impeachments. What are the two views on Trump's impeachments?
It's a political scam.
Okay, so it is an attempt to shut Trump down, and there was nothing behind it, or would there be people who say that Trump actually did something wrong, and they just weren't able to discover what it was? All right. The Don't Say Gay bill. What is the Don't Say Gay bill actually about? Nobody's helping me out here. Wow.
Teaching LGBT issues to children under 3rd grade.
Yes. So the bill actually says children under 3rd grade should not be taught sexual information. Like, let's just not teach them anything about it. So there would be people who say, hey, this is a protect the children under 3rd grade. There are other people who would say, no, people under 3rd grade need to learn about LGBTQ issues and, be told what they can do and what they shouldn't do. I changed some of these to be more middle of the road because I try very hard to make sure that we're not taking either side. PTA versus parents, what are the two sides on that?
One side wants students to learn about certain issues, and the other side wants to protect them.
Okay, so the school boards and organizations have actually contacted the FBI and put parents on a list of domestic terrorists because the parents did not want their students to learn things about LGBTQ and transgender issues, right? So, all right. So, Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court. Why is Kavanaugh going on the Supreme Court important? Is it because he's the first white man on the Supreme Court? No. So why? Why would this be in our history books?
Because there was a big trial and investigation.
Okay, there was a big investigation. So let's go back. Is there two sides to this investigation? All right, so what is one side?
One side wants him in and one side doesn't.
Okay, one side wants him in, the other side doesn't. And you had a woman who said that during high school he had sexually assaulted her, right? And the other side says you have woman who didn't tell anyone, who has no idea where it happened, when it happened, and has no proof, but is making accusations against a person who in the U.S. is innocent until proven guilty, right? So you have, again, two different views there. How do historians make sure that we address all of these issues and have kind of a real view of, hey, here's two perspectives? Is that easy to do? No. As you go through your history book, did you ever see multiple sides of an issue? Not really. Why?
The author only has one opinion.
Okay, the author has one perspective. historians over time, most people forget what has happened. And so that's the piece that's interesting. Right now, the history that you're learning, you see two sides, right? But most of us only see one side of it. And that's one of the things that I think is really scary, is if we only are perceiving one side of a view or of an event, then it's hard for us to get a better perspective on what is the other side saying, what does the other side really believe. And a lot of times we toss in what we think they would say. All right, so we have a lot of stuff up here. Is there anything that you think of this list? What are the top 20 that you would absolutely need? Okay. So we will throw COVID in. Is that our number one? Okay. What else? Say it again. Okay. Everybody buy off on Black Lives Matter in the top 20? Okay. All right. What else?
Inflation.
Okay. Yay, nay? Okay. What else?
Probably the first female vice president should be in the top 20.
Okay. All right. Now, can I throw something else in here? Whoops. Is that true? All right. So we have 4 things. Okay, I'm just going to do this.
Hillary Clinton's emails.
Okay, Hillary Clinton's emails. Is that a top 20 issue? I'm seeing some faces.
I feel like they kind of resolved it and it wasn't, like, it's not really talked about now.
Okay.
If she won the presidency.
Okay, if she had won the presidency. And this is one of the things I want to kind of talk through. How do we determine what is important and what is not important? How do we determine what's in the top 20?
How much it actually affected the country as a whole.
Okay, how much it affects the country as a whole. So let's go back to Taylor Swift. How much has Taylor Swift affected my dad? I doubt my dad knows her name. I really don't think he has any idea she exists, right? So we need to make sure it has a broad impact, right? What is the other thing that we would want to make sure?
Has impact on the economy.
Okay. So can I throw out, instead of just economy, it's going to have a long-term impact, right? So it needs to affect the country broadly. It's not just going to be something that happens in a small area and impacts a few people, because you guys have lived through a tornado, right? A lot of you guys? Okay. We'll see if we can get one for you guys. We'll do what we can. Was that tornado hugely impactful in your life? Okay. I don't know. I lived through a couple, and one of them, they destroyed our neighbor's house, right? That's a big impact. Do we learn about it in my history book? No, why?
Because that's something that happens frequently.
Yeah, because it happened in a small area, and a few people were really, really impacted, but the majority of Americans are like, yeah, whatever. So broad impact. long term. What is an example of a big thing, but it's short term? Is there anything up here that would fit that? So this has a big impact right now, right? If it never goes through, how long is that impact going to last?
0.
Okay, so it'll last for a couple of years while everybody grumbles about it, and then it goes away, right? So we want to have broad impact, long-term impact. What else is up there that you think might have long-term impact?
Leaving Afghanistan.
Okay, leaving Afghanistan, which I'm sad because I don't know where that is. There, all right. Why is that going to be on the list?
Taliban are back in power.
Okay, the Taliban are back in power, and it is very likely that we will be creating new terrorists there, or there will be new terrorist groups there that will impact us, and we will go back and go, wow, when we left, we caused problems, and now those are coming back to hit us. All right, what else?
The Roe versus Wade is I think should be the top.
All right. So the Dobbs, or the replacement of Roe versus Wade, right? You guys agree with that? Why?
Because that's a long-term thing.
Okay, because it's going to impact various states in various ways for a generation, probably, right? All right. So how many do we have? 4, 5, 6. What else?
War with China.
Okay. Cold War II with China. What do you guys think?
If something actually happens, yeah, but so far I don't think not a whole lot has happened yet.
Okay, so this is another thing that we have to figure out is it looks like it could be a big, big thing. It could go away and nothing happen, right? So what do you guys think? Yes, no? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Somebody be awake? I got 1 yes, 1 no. Somebody's got to make a call.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so 2, yes.
I'll go thumbs down. That's my stance.
All right. All right, we're going to have to do this. All right, everybody, if you think this is top 20, raise your hand. Okay, if you think it's, and you have to vote. There's no abstaining. If you don't think it's top 20, raise your hand. Okay, so we have fewer people saying that. All right, what else?
The Ukraine and Russia war, if we haven't said that.
Okay, Russia versus Ukraine. What do you guys think?
Yes.
All right.
That has impacted, like, I couldn't even sign my housing contract because America closed on everything outside America.
Okay, so it has an impact because of inflation, has an impact because we're sending billions of dollars there. It has an inflation because we're not letting people come into the U.S. So, all right, anything else?
Commercialization of space.
All right, commercialization of space, yes. What do you guys think?
I feel like they're doing a lot, like, for it, and it's just gonna keep building and building. So I really don't think we're gonna have any, like, I don't know if they would just kind of, like, fall off, you know, so.
All right, so ready? Let's do it again. Yes, commercialization of space is a big thing and it's going to impact your future. And we're going to have a lot of people going into space at some point. Yes? No?
I'll say that.
Okay. What about all the rest of you guys that are not saying anything? What do you think? Lauren, what do you think? Yes, no?
No.
Okay. Ashley, what do you think? Okay. All right. That's one we'll hold off because it very well could be. I mean, if it turns into something, then yeah, it could be huge, but we're still not sure. All right, what else?
I think Trump going into North Korea could be a one.
All right, Trump going into North Korea. Thoughts? Why would it be important?
First.
Okay, it's a first. Is it having an impact?
It did.
Okay.
It doesn't really have an impact now because Trump's not the president, but at the time, it had a lot of, like, it had a pretty big impact.
Okay. So, what do you guys think? Got 3 yeses and a whole lot of don't want to say anything. All right, who says no? Okay, there's more votes than 3. You got to have a vote.
No.
All right, got 3 yeses, 1 no.
Yes, I'm a yes guy.
All right, so yes. Okay. Now I got to figure out where it is again. There. All right, anything else? You guys are killing me. Nobody wants to say anything. So let's walk through them. All right. So Twitter, important? Okay. Hillary Clinton's emails. Okay, non-gender bathrooms.
Yes.
Okay, I got 1 yes. I got 4 no's. Okay. Chaz. Nobody. Okay. Border. Trump's walls, border. I got a yes, 2 yeses, 3, 4. Okay. All right. The January 6th riots. I got 1 yes.
Yeah, I'll put a yes.
Okay, I got 2 yeses and a no. All right, vaccine mandates. Okay, somebody has to be alive. Vaccine mandates. Do you think that'll be in there?
Yes.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Government shutdown 2019. Kavanaugh on Supreme Court. Gun control. I got 3 yeses, 1 no. Someone else has to be alive. Two no's. Okay, 4 yeses, 5. All right. Rise of untraditional media. Is this a big deal? I got 2 yeses, 2 very strong yeses, a 3rd yes.
I didn't even know that was on the board until just now.
Okay, so we're talking about how people are not getting their information from television, newspapers, magazines anymore, coming from Facebook, coming from Twitter, coming from various sources. You think that's a big deal? All right, some people do, some people are dead. I'm going to call the ambulance pretty quick and see if we can get people alive. All right, legislation on gay marriage. Okay, I got a few. All right. All right. Russia out of the Olympics. Okay. Trump pulling out of the Paris agreements.
What was the Paris Agreement?
Environmentalism.
Sure.
Okay. Trump's tweets. COVID protests in China. It depends on what's going to happen, right? So not yet. All right. The fact that we're all questioning elections.
Yeah.
Okay, I got 3, 4, 5. All right. Brexit. Probably hugely important in Europe, but is it important here? Okay.
Did not affect anything in here.
I think it did, but I don't think we saw a big impact here. All right. Let's go over, well, transgenders on sports, transgender personnel on sports teams. Wow. I got 1 yes and 4 no's.
I feel like
I say yes.
I feel like it should be a yes because if it's starting now, later in life, there's gonna be a
Yeah,
bunch
it's
of
gonna.
kids
They're
there
gonna
who
talk
like,
a lot
how did we
about
get
it.
here? And then, so I feel like it should be part of it.
Okay. So let's do the vote. If you think this will have a huge impact later, yes. Okay. 6, no. 5. Okay. So this is an interesting situation, right? 6 people say yes, 5 people say no. Why do you say yes? Let's make the argument.
I mean, as an athlete, I will be really sad if like seeing transgender people can't play their sport. Like they love the sport and they can't play it
Okay.
because of their like they are transgender.
So that's why you think it should happen, but why do you think it is historical?
I think for the movement, like seeing transgender people will be in Olympics and play their sport.
Okay.
Be-
So you're with Emanuela, right? That at some point, if transgender people are on teams, there's going to be a, hey, these are the guys that pushed for this, right? So if you say no, why do you say no?
And there are already rules being made on like whatever like gender you were born as, you can't compete, or like if you're a transgender, you can't compete in the other gender sports.
Okay.
So they're already making rules and stuff prohibiting that.
So once again, what we're saying is it could have a huge impact. It could not have a huge impact.
Yeah.
And it all depends if it's historical, did it have an impact or not? Okay.
You can't really prevent if you are a woman and you can't even play your sport, even though you were born biologically with
Okay.
male genitals.
So
Like you're a woman.
I will put a dotted line on this one
Okay.
and we will see
'Cause
what
I feel
happens.
like that is like you're preventing their personal rights and human rights.
Okay, well, I'm not going to argue whether we should or not. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, 'cause
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
All right, so what about Antifa? Historical? I got 2 historicals, not historical. I got 0 people talking to me. All right, is it going to impact the U.S.? Is it going to have a difference?
I think just political violence in general.
Okay, so maybe not Antifa, but the polarization. Polarization, is that going to be in the history books? All right, I'm going to go with, I got enough people to throw that in there. The Queen's death. Everybody loves the Queen. Does she really impact the U.S.?
I
Yes.
feel like she'd be in there, even
Yeah,
though
that-
it wasn't an impact.
I
I
think-
feel
impacts
like
more
it would
than
be
you
in
guys
there
think.
anyways.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because it was
Yeah.
such a major event, I would say.
Okay.
Even though it didn't impact anybody, it was just a major event.
So this is going to be that weird part of people know about it, but did it have an impact on the U.S., right?
It has more impact than you will never know.
Okay.
She has a lot of impact on America and has done for all her royalty, whatever.
And this one, obviously, we will have to go with the dotted line on this one again. Because we have some people saying no, some people saying yes, right? All right. Anything else that you guys think we need to throw in there? School shootings?
Yes.
I would rope school shootings and mass shootings kind of together.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing that historians do is you throw things together instead of having everything have a separate piece. You can throw together pieces that kind of attach to a larger thing, right? All right, so the whole concept that I wanted to walk through here is every day that you live, there's historical stuff happening, right? So we may recognize it as historical, we may not recognize it as historical. There may be things that happen right now that we don't recognize are going to have a huge, huge impact until years in the future. So transgenders in sports, the Queen's death, those may have a big impact and we just don't see it yet, right? Or it may have no impact, correct? So we will walk further down the road and then we look back and see what has made a difference. The other thing is we talked about it has to have a huge, nationwide impact, right? To get in the history books. It has to have changing for the future. That I could be really angry because gas prices rose, but unless those gas prices affect what I'm able to do, then no one really cares. Now, if those gas prices, if the rising gas prices do affect what we're able to buy and put us into a recession or a depression, then what happens? Then we see sort of the discussion of Jimmy Carter and how gas prices got really high. All right. The other thing we have to work on is how do we put in things in a center of the road viewpoint, right? So how do I make sure that I'm not siding with one political side versus the other? All right. So I just wanted to give you an idea of how we put together history books. I hope you guys enjoyed this class. I will miss seeing you guys every day. We have the midterm coming up. Are there any questions on the midterm? I'm sorry, finals. Yes. Let's just start it and we'll call it midterms and we'll just continue the class.
Yes.
Okay.
Right?
All right. So 10 questions, just like the midterm was. You have all the questions to study from, right?
Do we know if it's on Monday or Wednesday?
I think it's Wednesday.
Look it up in the,
Yeah, what's
I
the
actually
seven?
have
Can
it.
we check if it was 7?
I know it's correct on the syllabus. So go ahead and look on the syllabus.
So if it's on Wednesday, do we come to
Seventh,
class on
I'm pretty sure
Monday?
it's the 7th.
No. Next week, only come to class on the final. We are done with this class. So you're going to come in, you're going to prove to me how much you have learned or how much you know, and then we will press on. So, all right. Thank you very much, and I will see you later.